Hey everyone, Michael Cavacini here. Today we're going to look at Ghostbusters, the ultimate visual history. This is from Inside Editions. It's just a beautiful coffee table hardback book here, featuring a foreword by Dan Aykroyd, introduction by Ivan Reitman, and written by Daniel Wallace. So we flip this over here. You can see that this book retails for $50 in the US and $70 in Canada. However, if you buy it on Amazon, you can pay a lot less. So let's see, what's this book about? Who are you gonna call? The Ghostbusters saga has been thrilling fans around the world for over 3 decades, from the original movies to the animated shows, comics, video games, toys, and other collectibles. For the first time, Ghostbusters, the ultimate visual history, takes a comprehensive look at the entire franchise, telling the complete story behind the curtain, or behind the creation of a true pop culture phenomenon. Beginning with an in-depth look at the original film, Ghostbusters, the ultimate visual history delves into the archives to showcase a wealth of never-before-seen concept art and photography that will take fans into the production of a true classic. Also featuring a large section on Ghostbusters 2, the book brings together exclusive interviews with the key players from both films, including director Ivan Reitman, stars Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, and Sigourney Weaver, and producers Michael C. Gross and Joe Medjuck. The book also explores the creation of the real Ghostbusters, an Extreme Ghostbusters animated series, featuring interviews with the writers, animators, and voice artists, plus previously unseen sketches, animation cells, and other stunning visuals, with additional sections on Ghostbusters comics, video games, merchandise, and fandom. Ghostbusters, the ultimate visual history, is the last word on one of the most popular franchises of all time. Also includes incredible special items that will thrill Ghostbusters fans, including Peter Venkman's business card, Sedgwick Hotel storyboard booklet, rare concept art sketches of Ghostbusting gadgets, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man package sticker, production notes, a schematic of the Gozer Temple miniature. So let's crack it open and see what's inside. So nice. That's really cool. Look at that. All right. So I did a video before of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ultimate Visual History, which Inside Editions also produced, and it was awesome. Like, really, really good book. So this kind of follows in those footsteps. You know, they've done this with other franchises as well. I believe they did one for Back to the Future. I could be wrong, but I think they did. So you're talking like really nice paper, semi-gloss finish. You have what they call these like inserts. So these are just kind of stuck on here, and you can, you know, pop them out, keep them on, look at them, whatever. It just adds, it makes it for a more dynamic reading experience, right? It's not just simply pages with photos and text. You also have these cool little gifts, or bonus items, if you will. I've been told before by a friend that I look like Egon. So watch one of my other videos and tell me, do I look like Egon? I don't know. I guess it could be worse, right? I could be told that I look like Rick Moranis or something. So let's, don't cross the streams. Whatever you do, don't cross the streams. Here's another insert. Wow, there you can see. This is like a little booklet. Just cool little bonus content. It's just neat. It's just like neat little stuff that they decided to include on top of the actual book itself. So it's definitely a premium item, right? The price is, it's not a cheap book, but you're getting what you pay for. You're getting literally the ultimate documentation of the Ghostbusters history. Now, this book came out before the latest movie, so that's not getting covered here. But if you're all about classic Ghostbusters, then you'll be satisfied with what's included, because it's all covered here. And the fact that they cover the video games and things like that, I think is pretty badass. I love the video games, even the really hard video games. Do you remember the NES Ghostbuster games? Holy hell, those were tough. This is awesome. Look at that. Yeah, the NES Ghostbuster games are really difficult. Look at his rear end. That's some Slimer butt right there for you. Yeah, it was just very tough. But then they had the Ghostbusters game that came out for, what, the Xbox 360, which they remastered within the past few years. And man, that game was awesome. That was essentially Ghostbusters 3. Because, you know, you had Egon and all the original Ghostbusters were part of that. And that is essentially the Ghostbusters 3 we never got. And unfortunately that we never will get. Because, you know, you can't do it without Egon. Oh, stay puffed. So here's that sticker they were talking about. That's pretty neat. Very cool. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was always stayed with me, no pun intended, but I always thought he was a really visually wild character, because as a kid you're watching this gigantic Marshmallow Man just walk through the city and just cause havoc, and of course the scene in the Ghostbusters movies where you had the Statue of Liberty dancing, and I mean, there was just the visuals in these movies was just incredible as a child to see. Just the creativity, imagination, everything that went into them. They're special, and it's incredible to think that really what kickstarted this whole phenomenon was just 2 movies, and then that spawned into the animated series, which are covered in here, and those video games and everything else that I mentioned earlier. It's just hasn't gone away. Ghostbusters has really just been around my entire life. Nearly 40 years of Ghostbusters. Very impressive. And you can see this book is quite long. I mean, we're still going, right? I'm still flipping through it. There's still more to see. Holy mackerel, what is this? What is this? It's like it's like a transparent sheet. You know, like when you're like in school and they would put it over an overhead projector? That's what this is. This is insane. Wow. So if you have an overhead projector for some reason, you can throw that on there. That's pretty nuts. Incredible stuff here. So let's just keep checking it out and see what else we've got. The Scolari Brothers. Slimer Mark II. There's a Slimer, looks like a postcard. Spook, Specters, and Ghost Galore. Statue of Liberty. See, this is what I was talking about earlier. That was an incredible special effect. I don't know how they pulled that off, but I guarantee in this book they explain how. So that's definitely worth reading about. And the expansive Ghostbusters universe. So this includes the real Ghostbusters series. This looks like another, yep, what do you call it? Like overhead projector type deal. It's like a thick piece of plastic. Then you have Extreme Ghostbusters. I never watched that one, so that one I did not watch. That was probably after my time. Here's another sketch. Ghostbusters video games. So here are the video games I was talking about. So, yeah, this is the Nintendo. Of course, there were ones for the Game Boy and all that. And then here's the one I was talking about, the one that was remastered recently, relatively recently. Then you have, of course, Ghostbuster comic books, so it extended even as far as comic books, which makes sense, right? It's a very colorful series, so it makes a lot of sense that it would translate well to that medium. Okay, I think it's the last page. So we're looking at, what, 222? I guess you could say it's 223 pages. 223 pages of Ghostbusters goodness. I mean, just incredible stuff here. So this is Ghostbusters, the Ultimate Visual History. Just a fantastic book. I mean, if you are a Ghostbusters fan, this is like, you know, this is it. I mean, this is the Bible when it comes to Ghostbusters franchise. So highly recommend it. If you want to buy a copy, there's a link down below for you to click. So click through there and grab yourself a copy. And make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and visit my website, michaelcavacini.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you have a great day. Bye.